Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, a horror movie about Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, they made this. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 9 available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. I'll be at Thunder Road Books this Saturday at 11 a.m. and LBI Book Swap on Monday, September 5th. So hope to see you there. Anyhow, this is exactly the sort of thing that sickens me. This, to me, is movie makers using their abilities for evil. Look, I mean, this could be a funny sketch if it was tongue-in-cheek that someone was so cynical as to make a horror movie using Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. The premise being that Christopher Robin has abandoned them and he comes back and they're wild and they murder people. So they're real creatures? It doesn't make any sense. This was not meant to be a horror movie, and then it turns into a standard horror movie with hot girls showing up at a house, which I assume is connected to Winnie the Pooh somehow, and then one by one they're murdered as well, and there's lots of screams and horrible bloody scenes like this. It just looks awful. Awful in the sense of, not that it's poorly produced or something, but that you people ought to be ashamed of yourselves. This is exactly what I said about the Banana Splits remake into a horror movie. It's not funny. Like, if you wanted to make it actually funny, okay, you could have made this funny horror. And then maybe it would be palatable to some extent. That obviously this wasn't the Winnie the Pooh and that some, I don't know, demon took possession of the Winnie the Pooh book and manifested itself in the only form that it understood at that moment and became a demonic version of Winnie the Pooh and then Piglet too. But this just looks like a very cynical attempt to coming soon. I hope it never comes. I hope this movie never opens. It's just gross. To make a serious horror movie like this based on Winnie the Pooh, you could have at least done the courtesy of making it funny and completely, I mean, it's completely unrealistic, but making it very unrealistic and funny, because at least you can get away with it. You could make maybe the various people that the characters horribly murdered deserve it for some reason. You know, maybe it's here's the way I could have set this up. I would advise my client, who would be like, "Oh no, we've got the rights to Winnie the Pooh. We can do whatever we want." My advice would be not to make this movie, but okay, to somehow make Winnie the Pooh the heroes. If you're gonna do a horror movie, to make Winnie the Pooh and Piglet the heroes, that they're murdering terrible people. Like, say there's some library, some English library that's held on to the Winnie the Pooh books for 100 years, and they're going to tear it down, and the people involved are these cynical, money-grubbing a-holes who, you know, killed the librarian just to get the library, just to approve the library deconstruction or whatever. And as revenge, Winnie the Pooh and Piglet come to life and murder everybody connected to save the library, let's say. And then in the end, they spare the good people. Because at least you could get behind that. At least you could it still would be very cynical, but at least you could kind of get behind that. This just looks like a standard horror movie. It just so happened. And not only a standard horror movie, but you're rushing to get to the part of the movie where the murders happen. Like, it's just bizarre. Why would you make this? Is this going to make money? In this time in the industry, I wouldn't go to a theater to see this. I don't think most people would. Even fans of horror. So you got fans of horror, right? They want horror movies, scary things. And then you got fans of Winnie the Pooh. They don't want horror. Those two, both of them will be turned off by this movie, I think, because the Winnie the Pooh fans don't want horror, and the horror fans want monsters. Real monsters. Doesn't matter how bloody this movie is, and it looks pretty bloody. They don't associate bloody horror movies with Winnie the Pooh. They just don't associate it. So I can't even. You don't even get to see in the trailer Winnie the Pooh and Piglet very clearly, which is another problem I have with these movies. I mean, there he is, right? Yeah, I'm supposed to. What is this? Is it a guy with a mask? Okay. I mean, it's just kind of sickening that you would turn something like this into this. You know, it's not for older kids. I mean, you're gonna end up, some little kid's gonna watch this thinking it was Winnie the Pooh, or order it on video on demand or something. Is that what you really want? You want that $5 that badly? You make this movie? It just feels very cynical. I say no. No. See if there's any write-up on this. Starring Craig David Dowsett? Exclamation point. I don't know who that is. No offense to him. I mean, he's an actor. Director Rise Frake Waterfield. Synopsis: Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey follows Pooh and Piglet as they go on a rampage after Christopher Robin abandons them. Yeah, downvote. Too much. Like, maybe you could have made an older comedy movie about the same sort of thing. And instead of murdering everybody, they get revenge in a lighter way. But I guess that wouldn't be a horror movie. I mean, this just is the wrong. There's so many ancient stories and old books about creatures of horror, but this is what you picked because of the contrast, because of you wanted to deconstruct Winnie the Pooh, I guess. Is the CCP back in this movie? That's my question, because I hear Xi Jinping hates Winnie the Pooh because he's constantly being compared to him. So maybe that's why this movie got greenlit and is being pushed out. I just think it's an awful idea, and just I would not watch this movie. I don't think I've ever said that about a movie. I've said that I would watch certain movies, but I never said I would never watch the movie. I would never watch this movie. I wouldn't want to give this movie any attention or air or whatever. I'm only making this video so hopefully other people go, yeah, I wouldn't want to see that either. And that's what I expect from my channel fans, because they had pretty much the same reaction when I said the same exact thing for the Banana Splits movie, which also was just, it's an outrage, really. You waste your money on this? This is who funded this thing? Why would you fund this thing? You know how many screenplays and ideas are out there, and this is what you fund? This is what you thought. Well, this will make money. How? Oh, the fans of Winnie the Pooh. They don't like this. 99% of them, I would say. They don't like Winnie the Pooh like this. They like a gentle Winnie the Pooh. That's the whole point of being a fan. They would like a nice, oh, Piglet, I'm stuck in the honey jar. Not this. I don't want to see Piglet running around with a sledgehammer or Pooh murdering people. I don't want to see that under any circumstances. This movie, there are many unlimited dimensions, as we've all learned in Rick and Morty, and not one dimension would this movie be good. Not one, I say. But that's just my opinion. And that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. I'm going off to do something happier. I'm going to grill. We're going to barbecue, right, Little Joan? Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more bass takes. And check me out at Thunder Road Books at 11 a.m. on Saturday. And what's the other one? Oh, LBI Book Swap on Monday the 5th, also at 11 a.m. We'll see you next time.